Ahoy there, shipmates! I'm Shelby, your Chief Officer Safety, an occasional emergency biscuit negotiator. If it catches fire, sinks, leaks, or sneezes on board, it's my job to stop it, fix it, or make sure you're doing the lifeboat drill correctly while trying not to spill your cocktail. Welcome back to Cruise Ship Safety and Security, where we explore the wild world of maritime safety. One lifeboat latch and one sarcastic safety poster at a time. So today's question, and trust me, this one comes up a lot, is, are cruise ships safe? Like actually in 2025? You've seen the headlines, man overboard, fires in the engine room, Norovirus outbreaks. And then you've got that one uncle who says, didn't a cruise ship tip over that one time? Thanks, Uncle Dave, that was 2012. So let's cut through the drama and look at the facts. This is cruise ship safety. The truth, the numbers, the full picture. Let's go. First up, perspective. The cruise industry is big, not Titanic big, we don't use that word, but still huge. In 2024, 34.2 million people took a cruise. That's like the entire population of Australia deciding to have a buffet at sea, and 2025 is expected to break that with over 36 million passengers. So yes, a lot of people trust these ships enough to sleep in a cabin above a spinning propeller in the middle of the ocean. And how many cruise ships carry that many people? About 500 ocean-going vessels. So not that many compared to cars, buses, or hotels. But they're big, they're packed with tech, and they're heavily regulated. Which brings us to why you don't need to panic. Cruise ships aren't just floating hotels. They are legally classified as passenger ships, which means they are governed by international law. And I mean lots of law. We're talking SOLAS, the Safety of Life at Sea Convention, which might sound like a Marvel villain, but is actually the single most important rulebook in maritime history. Think of it as the safety Bible. Then you've got the ISM code, which makes sure every ship has a functional safety management system, from the paperwork to the people. Then there's STCW, which means every deck officer, engineer, and even the person serving you cocktails has been trained in emergency response. Yes, your bartender can operate a lifeboat. And if the ship ever calls into a US port, oh boy, we add the CVSSA, which includes public crime reporting, pee-in-a-cup style hygiene inspections, and surveillance cameras that could spot a dropped ice cube from 50 meters. So trust me, when I say you're covered, I mean bureaucratically buried in safety procedures. And that's a good thing. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the lifeboat. Disasters. The big fear for a lot of people is, will the ship sink? Or will we catch fire and drift for days like that one ship I saw on the news? So here's the truth. There have been no modern cruise ship sinkings with passenger deaths since Costa Concordia in 2012. That's years ago, folks. In 2024, out of 27 large merchant ships lost worldwide, not one was a modern cruise ship. In fact, the fatality risk on a cruise ship is estimated at around 1 in 6 million trips. That's about the same chance as winning a small lottery while being hit by a meteor. So yeah, super rare. And ships today are built with what we call safe return to port design. That means even if a fire breaks out or an engine fails, the ship is designed to survive, function, and get you home without evacuating into lifeboats like it's 1912. Fires do still happen, but not like they used to, honestly. In the last 30 years, there were about 79 fire incidents across cruise ships, most of them in engine rooms. But nowadays, those areas have heat sensors, sprinklers, and real-time monitoring that's better than most smart homes. Let me give you a couple of recent examples. In March 2024, the New Amsterdam had a steam pipe incident. Tragic for the crew involved, but the fire didn't spread, and passengers were never at risk. Then in June 2025, MSC Orchestra had a switchboard fault that smoked out part of the engineering space. No injuries, but they did have to cancel the cruise. Ships now carry redundant systems. That means multiple power sources, multiple watertight compartments, multiple fire zones. It's like having a backup for your backup. In other words, if one thing fails, another is ready to take over. So if you're imagining chaos, it's more like a well-rehearsed ballet, just with less music and more CO2 fire suppression. Let's tackle another headline horror. Man-overboard incidents. In 2024, there were 19 recorded cases worldwide. Now with over 34 million passengers sailing, that's Hold on, let me do the maths. 0.00006%. Most incidents happen at night, and many involve alcohol or intentional actions. These are tragic, but rare. The good news? Most big ships now have infrared AI cameras mounted along the rails. These can detect a splash or fall and alert the bridge in under 5 seconds. That means rescue teams can be deployed almost instantly. It's not perfect, not everyone is saved, but the tech is getting better every year. And crew like me, we train for it regularly. What about the dreaded Norovirus? It's basically the cruise ship's version of a party crasher. But in reality, less than 1% of cruises experience gastrointestinal outbreaks. In 2024, the CDC reported 17 outbreaks, out of about 1,900 voyages touching U.S. ports. Most cruise ships have entire sanitation teams whose sole job is to swab, wipe, disinfect, and laser eye every surface daily. The real MVP, though? Hand washing. Just do it. You'll make your ship's safety officer and your stomach very happy. Let's be honest, you're probably safer on board than in most city centers at 2 a.m. In the first quarter of 2024, there were 47 reported crimes across all U.S. port cruises. That includes everything, from theft to assault. And remember, that's out of millions of passengers. That's a lower crime rate than most countries. Every cruise ship has security officers, CCTV everywhere, and direct legal obligations to report crimes to authorities. And if you do something really dumb, you'll be met at the next port by the authorities, or in our ship's terms, a disappointing letter from the captain and a very awkward goodbye. Here's what makes cruise ships safer than ever. New ships are built to withstand almost anything. Crews are trained weekly and drills are not optional. Passenger drills are mandatory too. Yes, even if you're in the spa. There's constant public transparency. Scores, reports, inspections. It's all out there. And finally, the technology. Mob detection, smart monitoring, redundant systems. It's like sailing on a spaceship with buffet access. So, are cruise ships safe in 2025? Statistically, yes. Factually, yes. Realistically, still yes. As long as you don't do anything dumb like climb a balcony at 3 a.m. with a pina colada in one hand and your dignity in the other. These floating cities are some of the most regulated, well-trained, and well-monitored places you'll ever visit. So cruise easy, my friends. And if this helped ease your mind, or gave you the ammo to clap back at Uncle Dave, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that little bell. Until next time, fair winds, calm seas, and no food poisoning.